Hello, everybody. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. We have another match preview tonight. Of course, we're going to touch on some news later on. Not going to focus a lot on news. Of course, we got a lot of segments. We got to talk about the game. How do we beat Everton in the weekend? Saturday, actually, we play them. We're also going to talk about, obviously, our predicted lineups, Everton's predicted lineup, player by player. We're going to do all that jazz, our predictions. We got a lot of stuff. So, the NTTV tournament predictions, etc. But don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you so much to the new members. There's a new member, I forgot his name. I think it was Tom Hunter, maybe. Welcome out of nowhere. Never heard of the name. Out of nowhere became a member. So thank you so much. You're going to enjoy a lot of content. Members do get the full catalog of our shows. Some of our shows are member only after they come live, and after we're not live anymore, they go to the members only vault. So you're going to be able to enjoy a lot of those. A lot of I posted a lot of Mighty Wins, all the Mighty Wins videos that he sent me from match day for members only. So you're going to get a lot of behind the scenes access as well, and giveaways. So that's always good. Other than emojis and all that stuff that all members get. But thank you so much for your support. And please, if you can, become members of the channel. But everybody that's out there listening or watching, please hit the like button. Very important to do that, to help us out, help reach as many mags as we can. And let's get right down to it. So Newcastle United got back to winning days, of course, on Tuesday after beating Wimbledon on the Carabao Cup game. We drew in a stellar performance, other than the score. It was a stellar performance nonetheless against Man City. And Everton got their first ever win this season. They started winning a lot of games, but they always lost them. And they ended up winning. They put a finish to their losing streak this past weekend against Crystal Palace. So to me, that's a positive. And but they will be hoping, that their last two results are the sign of things to come. I guess the good things to come for them. In my perspective, or all Newcastle United fans' perspective, we want to beat them, and this is a must-win game, in my opinion, to put ourselves in a good spot on the window. Let me welcome the panel, of course, Mighty Win, and we got Gary as well. Welcome, guys, and. Well, let's start talking about the match on the weekend. What do we need to do? How are we going to? What do we have to do to face and to beat Everton? They are certainly one of the weaker teams from the last 5-6 matches that we've seen, and one of the positives is they have scored first in a lot of those games. They've lost them, but regardless,
scored twice first in a lot of those games.
Yeah, they certainly did. So, well, Mighty Win, what do you think about the matchup in this weekend, man?
Well, we've just got to play like we did against Man City. Put the same team out and play like we did against Man City.
Well, that's easy.
And it will be plain sailing.
Oh, I like that positivity. I love it. Love it. The glass half full, man, is here.
He says very hopefully. No, we play like we did against City. It's a walk in the park. But that's a big if, of course.
That's a big if, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you've got to start. You've got to take it back a while because, like, obviously they've been out without their main centre off. And again, apologies to everybody that's listening to me because I am full of cold still. Didn't help me with my obviously escapades up in the northeast. I'm still struggling. But it is one of them things. And for me, this is a totally different game. It's a totally different Everton team for me because they've got their main centre back who's back with Branthwaite. I think he creates a bit of a difference for me. And from that point, as we saw last week, they've obviously got McNeil, who's obviously not scared of scoring, coming in from the wings. So, like I say, they've got a couple of live wires. They're going to be upbeat. There's a lot of obviously talk behind the scenes about Sean Dyche's future. They're talking about now if he gets sacked, who comes in, and Jose Mourinho seems to be the lad who's been named and linked to the team because of the takeover. They want a big name in there. So, like I say, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So for me, this is, I wouldn't say a completely new venture because obviously we all know that Everton on the day we've struggled against them in the past. with a very similar side. They haven't really updated their team a lot, same as we haven't. So I think it's going to be a tight encounter. And when you look at all the stats show us being on a very similar ilk regarding XG and things like that. So I can't see it being more than 2 goals either way. But I think, we've got enough quality to snatch it. Like I say, as we alluded to, I think we've got to come out with the same mentality as we have against Man City. If we come out with the same mentality against Fulham, with that directness from them, because I think that's the way Everton will play, very direct, I think we could be tested.
Well, you say, and Mighty Win say, that if we come with the Man City mentality, then everything, I would assume we're going to win every game if we do that. But what if we come out with the mentality of Wimbledon? How are we going to perform against the Premier League?
It's two different teams, isn't it?
The main thing is we'll come out with a team that will play against Man City, not the team that will play against Wimbledon.
But you do realize it's that simple as well, that this team should have beaten Wimbledon comfortably.
Oh, absolutely,
and not like they did.
Well, they did actually beat them comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it was comfortable. It was a bloody hard watch. With
it was a horrible watch.
The pendulum tactic.
We were never ever in any danger.
I can agree with that. Yeah. But my thing is, it probably would have went to penalties because we didn't do anything to create a goal.
Yeah, that's true. We couldn't break, and it goes to show any team struggles against a low block 5. Any team, even at international level, you see all the big teams, unless you're somebody like Man City who can crack one from 20, 25 yards or so. The one thing that I was really disappointed with on Tuesday, Chris, if I'm absolutely honest, was, and again, it proves my point about having these inverted wingers play constantly. We had nobody that can cross a ball into the box. And that's why I called it the pendulum tactic. Because as much as the likes of Miggy went to the touchline, we all knew, and if you're a good defender, you know where Miggy's going to go. He's going to go back onto his left. And it came back, and it went across the box, and it went to the other wing, and it came back, and it went to the other wing. And it was virtually a pendulum the entire game, with nothing really through the middle. And I did find, I couldn't understand. Even Eddie Howe said afterwards, it was a struggle to actually find a positive, if there was a positive, apart from getting the goal. So I agree. It was a difficult difficult one to watch. And this is what I said. You're looking at squad depth. Who out of those players that were changed, the 7 that was changed, are actually going to compete with any of the 11 started against Man City?
Well, they're not, are they?
It's difficult, mate.
I mean, that's the point. Our starting 11, with the possible exception of you can put Barnes in there, we haven't got anything on the bench of that standard. Now, the thing is, when you start with the City lineup, you can get away with putting one of them in because the rest can carry them. What you cannot do is get away with putting half a dozen of them in and expecting them to carry each other because they're not good enough. Simple as. Kelly, for example, could go into the lineup. Wouldn't really make a difference. In fact, he did. He's played half the match against City. You can say Willock can go in, and as long as he's got Bruno and J7 there, they're going to carry him. You can put Barnes in instead of Gordon, and he's not going to be that much of a drop off. But when you suddenly take, the midfield is the thing. Games are won in midfield, and we've got a decent midfield 3, arguably 4, but certainly not on Tuesday's performance as far as Willock is concerned. Miley's to come back, but that's an open book. We don't know what that's going to be. But Bruno, J7, Tonali is a formidable midfield, which we didn't have. The game changed. As soon as Bruno came on in the second half, the game changed. He took the game by the scruff of the neck. And
I don't agree with that, but
no,
do you not?
I don't think we took the even again.
I don't think we played good. I don't think we played good, or if it wasn't Newcastle, I'd have turned the TV off. I would have stopped the stream right there because it was pointless to watch.
I agree with you. It was a horrible watch.
Yeah. But I just feel like we don't impose our strengths on anybody. I mean, we can have a surprising performance against Man City out of nowhere, but it's not like we never come into a game other than you say these things that we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but we never come on to any game, the vast majority of fans, thinking we're gonna blast this team. Never. It's always a surprise. It's unfortunate, but I'm sure Eddie's working towards that.
We could have beat City. We could have beat City quite easily.
We could have gotten 2 extra penalties. So if we executed the penalties right, we could have beat them 3-1. But
I think you've got to think about the lads that are coming through that haven't played many minutes, Chris. Against Wimbledon, that was a great exercise to get minutes into legs. But like I say, you can see the difference in attitude. Willock looked, totally disconnected, if I'm honest with you. He made some little runs into what they call the half spaces on the inside left position, then turned 180 and walked back. And it was like, where's your movement? Where's your attitude? Just didn't seem to want it. And I think, like I say, some people play a lot more on the emotional side of football. And like I say, when things just aren't going your way, he made that cross that went out for a goal kick. And you can see straight away that his head had gone down as soon as he hit the ball, as if it was going to be one of them nights,
Thank you to Ian Flaring for gifting a membership. That's gone to the Chaos Druid. So thank you so much, Ian, and congrats, Chaos. Hopefully you can renew that one.
Chaos Druid, never heard of you before, so welcome.
No.
And by the way, welcome to the new subscribers. We've gained a lot of subscribers as of late. We almost to 3,000, which is something celebratory that we can maybe a celebratory stream that we can have because 3,000 we haven't even been live for a year yet. So imagine that. Really good stuff. We gotta keep on moving up. And but a lot of these new subscribers. A lot of these subscribers come from from the videos as well. I just did a video on St. James's Park, which blew up. Great stuff. And by the way, I want to announce that tomorrow, Friday, we're usually going to have the Jordy Biased show, but I feel like we need to talk about the stadium. There are a lot of comments. That video specifically had a lot of takes from fans from different perspectives on this situation, which makes it that much more complicated. In a few pieces of news from Craig Hope, Luke Edwards, and all of that combined, a lot of information being thrown out there on what the club is looking to do. As of right now, I don't want to get into it, but as of right now, it looks like the club is just looking to renew St. James's Park, which might be a letdown to a lot of fans. But we will talk and debate on that tomorrow with more information. And so stay tuned. Come back at 10 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. Central Time USA for that conversation. Let's continue with the match preview, though. Everton is, playing at Goodison Park. Got good atmosphere, of course, but they certainly haven't been playing great. Are they the team that? If we beat them, the next one we got Chelsea. So Chelsea, we're going to get Chelsea back to back, actually.
Yeah, Chelsea in 56 hours, isn't it? Twice.
And which is we're going to play with Chelsea again with the best lineup. So if something goes great and we beat Chelsea, they're going to know what to do for the following elimination match, which is more concerning because I feel like we could win the Carabao Cup, or vice versa. If we do, if we lose in the Premier League, I guess we know what to do in the cup game. But again, we're getting off rails here. Thank you, Queen of Heart. There you go, Queenie. Gift a membership that's going to Health Wealth Gurus. So there you go. Health Wealth Gurus.
I need to see them.
I'm gonna say,
certainly.
Well, definitely welcome to the channel.
Thank you so much, Queenie. But we're gonna play against a desperate team. A desperate team. Although they ended at this losing streak, which I thought is great, because the longer that extends itself, that match becomes the most important match for them. They want to end it, and thank God it's not against us. They're still, I'm assuming, going to come full force, to try to get a third good result. I think the last one was their first win, and the other one, the one before that, was a draw or something like that. Maybe, but I don't think it's going to be an easy match. I mean, I don't think it's going to be an easy match at all.
Well, there's a couple of
there are no easy matches, especially away matches in the Premiership.
Yeah, there's a lot of them actually, but
there's a couple of people in the chat saying that Branthwaite is out with a thigh injury or something.
Somebody said,
according to Deutsch's presser this afternoon, he wasn't really saying much about that, to be fair. So I don't know whether, because he only had one under 21 game before he returned from his injury. So whether he's got a bit of a thigh strain, I don't know. But there was certainly no mention of him being missing. Is it a lad called Patterson who's still missing, who's out? And obviously people were asking about Dele Alli and whether Dele Alli's going to be involved in Everton or going forward. And again, it's all stuff like that. And to be fair, I don't think you'll see Dele Alli again in England, in the Premier League especially. I think he'll probably go elsewhere in January. But like I say, they were more. There was more. There was nothing on Branthwaite. They just said, look, he's got a. From the reports I read this morning to watching his presser this afternoon, this morning said he'd got some type of muscle strain, and having read his report, it was more the fact that he's only had one warm-up game before he's come back, so maybe he has picked up a little strain. But it certainly didn't come out of Deutsch's mouth that he wasn't available.
Yeah.
And the Everton channel, I've been watching a couple of the Everton fan channels, and they are all predicting that he's going to be playing.
Yeah.
So they are up to date on all of the local news, so you would have thought they would have known.
I mean, he does give a big. I mean, it's like I say, Branthwaite does give them a little bit more structure at the back. And like I say, he is a good centre half. We know he is, and that's why there's a lot of teams now looking at him. But like I say, he's not the only one in the squad. I mean, it takes more than one player to actually go. And like I say, it'll be how we start. It'll be the mentality as we start.
I think Branthwaite's overrated, to be fair. I didn't see this fantastic centre half that a lot of people do see. For example, in the last game at the Park, when Dummett joined the WWF, Branthwaite had a shocking game.
Yeah, but you're only as good as because if you're overcompensating for players around you, you can sometimes put yourself.
Well, he had Tarkowski then. He'll have Tarkowski tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying now. But we all know that Everton have been poor as a team throughout. So you do try and compensate. We've seen it with a lot of our players where they're trying to play themselves into a couple of positions, and it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? If you haven't got the confidence in the players around you, it makes you, it can affect your game massively. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind him at the 2.
Yep. Please hit the like button, folks. AJ is telling us we don't have many likes. Come on, hit the like button. Help us support the channel. It's free. Just hit the like button. It's easy to figure. YouTube needs to figure that out. It needs to put it away from the chat or put it up just a button, because people are chatting and they just get busy. They don't really want to close the chat. But if you can, just close it real quick. Hit the like button and then continue chatting away. All right. So, well, that is how I guess our takes on the game in itself. Let's try to see if we can get some. Try to look at some stats real quick. Some head-to-head stats, which can be meaningless, especially if we go back to the beginning of times. But interesting. What I was looking at, some facts here. That we can take a look at. That Everton have scored 8 goals in their last 5 matches. That's a lot of goals. Yeah. I mean, over a goal per match, which is very important. Haven't kept a clean sheet in 5 matches as well, so that's a negative, of course. So it's just basically, what it is. They've lost games because their defense was crap with this Braithwaite guy involved. So, there you go. Dwight McNeil is ranked 3 in big chances created in the competition. 6. I don't know the one.
He's the key man. You keep him quiet. You keep Everton
like
quiet.
he's the number 10. Basically. For Newcastle United, Newcastle have scored 7 goals in their last 5 appearances in the Premier League, of course. So pretty much the same as Everton. Harvey Barnes has created the most big chances for Newcastle United with 2, which is surprising with these stats. What? Sandro Tonali has the most shots on target per match, and he hasn't even started most matches. 1.7. Interesting stuff. I think he needs to start anyway, but we never know. And we'll do our predicted lineups here in a minute.
Especially after Tuesday's performance, if he goes back to Longstaff, he won't.
Yeah.
So important.
Lewis says, once again, thank you for my T-shirt, and it's a perfect fit. I will be definitely taking that for my holidays to Mexico next year, and I think we're going to win 5-0 against Everton. Good job, man. Well done, Lewis. I hope you enjoy it, man. I got the same shirt. Brother. Good quality, I'm telling you. So congrats. Man, I have this itch. I was just cutting grass outside, and I have this itchy nose now, man. My gosh.
Oh, hay fever.
Hey, the fun's disease. Hey,
yeah,
fever.
Hey.
If you see me touching my nose like that, I haven't been on the white snow. It's just been grass. But about the match, Everton is playing home against. Well, we already that's the current head-to-head record for the teams are Everton 13 wins, Newcastle United 9 wins, 4 draws. Interesting, we haven't beaten them as much in the Premier League.
No, they're a bit of a bogey team for us in the Premier League, to be fair.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, man, 4 draws. 4 draws not bad, but I mean, I wish the wins were.
One of those wins, if you remember, was when Lejeune got the 2 goals and
said,
well, we're going to draw out of it. You got 2 goals. We're getting beat 2-0, and you got 2 goals in the last 2 minutes.
It's not overwhelmingly bad either. I mean, just I just felt like Everton and Newcastle have been probably pretty similar. I mean, they haven't been relegated, of course, like we have, but there you go. Let me see. As far as their lineup is concerned, I guess we wouldn't have an Everton fan, but their last lineup was for the Premier League was in the against Crystal Palace. So actually, let me see if I can share this one now. Let me see. There you go. That's Everton's last lineup with Pickford up top, Ashley Young. Ashley Young still play, unbelievable. Tarkovsky, Braithwaite, Captain Tarkovsky, Mikolenko on the left side. They play a 4-2-3-1, my favorite lineup, best lineup formation in the world in the history of football, with a 10. Decore, very dangerous. Mangala, Lindstrom. Is that how you pronounce the O in Norwegian?
Lindstrom, yeah.
Dwight McNeil is a 10. He was subbed 2 goals though. Man, that's good. And Diaye, is that his last name?
Diaye.
And Calvert-Lewin up front. So there you go. I mean, that's the lineup right there. And look, if you scored 8 goals, I believe 8 goals, did we say? I mean, you got to keep your man up front. It's just they have to better their defense. So we got to go by the last Premier League lineup right here. Very interesting. I think they got a good lineup, man. I don't think they should be in a.
Yeah, no matter with that on paper.
Yeah, no, not at all, Which is, I'm surprised with that, to be honest. But well.
But I don't fancy Ashley Young's chances against Anthony.
It'll be Harvey Barnes.
I mean, that's what it is. It's the Anthony Gordon derby, isn't it? Because he is going to get some stick. It's going to be really interesting to see how he handles the inevitable stick that he's going to get. But with our lot booing Pickford and their lot booing Gordon every time he gets the ball, it's going to be an interesting watch, to say the least.
Yep. Anybody you fear from the Everton side?
Well, McNeil for me, you know,
McNeil,
we've got maybe even Man Markham. Because if you take him out of that side, they've got the creativity just disappears. He's the only one who makes stuff happen.
He's a bit of a live wire, isn't he?
He tackles, he wins balls. He's just a very, very good player.
The thing is, I don't know other than Shar. Byrne can't main guard nobody, man, unless they're slower than him. I mean, he did great against Haaland, but Haaland is just about as big as he is. And but a smaller guy like McNeil, and McNeil is a 10, so he's not going to be playing next to him. Haaland is a striker, so Haaland is a center forward.
No, but if I was going to put anybody on him, for me, it would be J7. And I would just tell him to follow him. Yeah. If J7's there, they're going to tend not to give him the ball.
I mean, it's been...
you would put him as a DM, Bruno. Basically.
Yeah, it's been Bruno in the past that's gone man-to-man with players in that 10 role. But it does take him out of the game a little bit more.
It will. It definitely will.
Yeah, you're right. I think if I was going to put anybody on, if I was going to lose anybody, it would be J7. Because especially if you're playing,
you're going to lose him because J7 doesn't even play that low usually. He goes back and forth, but doesn't stay there all the time.
Well, against Man City, he played left back off the game.
Yeah, but left back, that's not. McNeil doesn't play there. You know, McNeil is integrated because we don't play the same formation though, so that's the toughest part as well. But well, you know, if that's the man, I don't know if Eddie thinks he's the man. Maybe he thinks Calvert-Lewin is, which he should be.
Calvert-Lewin relies on service. He's like Isaac. He relies on service. And if you can stop the service, you can stop it. And even if J7, if you like, as a positive threat for us is negated, we've still got Tino and Hall bombing up the wings. So I think you can afford. You can afford. I don't think you can afford to lose Bruno's progressive contributions, but you can't afford to lose J7's. Is the way I would look at it. If I was going to put it, I don't know that Eddie will man mark him, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
I would. I don't think so
every time I watch Everton, he's the only player who creates problems. You know, he does the lot. He's there, Bruno, if you like. He tackles, he runs, he can get the ball in a tight space and somehow do something with it, and he can shoot from anywhere.
All right. I'm trying to fix something here real quick. So go on.
But that's basically the team that the channels are going with.
I mean, I can't see them changing a winning side, to be fair.
Especially they've got their first win under their belt. They're hardly likely to change it.
I can't see, unless, like I say,
unless Branthwaite's injured.
Branthwaite's got this thigh strain or whatever it is that they're alluding to, which obviously must have come after must have come out after I saw the information from Daichi. So, or unless Daichi's just keeping it close to his chest, which he could also be doing. But it's like everything else. That for me, they have to be switched on. If they press too hard, if they go the man for man and press, where we've been counter-attacked before, there's not a lot of pace in the back, especially if we go up on the left-hand side. And we know, obviously, Gordon's going to be in the middle, so we're relying on a little bit from Harvey Barnes as well as Murphy. We know Murphy tracks. Sometimes Harvey Barnes can be stuck a little bit up in that corner. And if we do lose the likes of J7, if J7 goes on a marauding run up into that top left-hand corner with the likes of Anthony Gordon and Hall probably goes up there, we've got to be careful because what you notice with McNeil, he won't stay in the central as a 10. He'll go out to the wing and he'll try and pull whoever's marking him out of the way. So you've got direct passing lines then through to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And I think what we've got to stop doing is instead of playing to them and their strengths, we must try and change their mentality by keeping the press, but doing like we did Man City and not going to the halfway line. I think we need to give them a little bit of respect because the ball over the top will trouble us if we get penned into a corner. The same as we did against Fulham.
A few of the comments there are saying if we get an early goal, they'll crumble. Well, strangely, Crystal Palace got the early goal in the last game and they won.
Yeah. At home, it's a totally different kettle of fish. I think away from home, there's every chance of that. But I don't think they will do it at Goodison.
Let's go with the comments real quick. Well, Ian was saying Braithwaite is out according to Everton Fans Podcast.
Okay.
Jordy Tune for Life says Braithwaite has a quad problem and very doubtful for Saturday. But he also did say the Braithwaite came out after Daesh interview according to Toffee TV. So Toffee TV is a good Everton fan channel. They also kind of like we do put the press conferences, and I guess that's where they must have come out after the presser or something. But well, that's some
Toffee TV this afternoon.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, again, I'm not an expert at Everton, so I have no clue who would be playing in that particular position. But we'll take a look here in a minute if we leave him there or not. AG says Kelly for me never starts as left back over Lewis Hall ever. Interesting. We're gonna get into our predicted lineup as well in a minute. Let's go, Gem Stasher. Our team should have created more scoring opportunities against Wimbledon, but we didn't, and that's concerning. But survive and move on. Steve Harker says, if we get an early goal and rattle them, it will be 5-0 Tune. If not, a draw. Hopefully, Gordon keeps his head. McNeil, DCL, the Dangers. There you go. Infamous says this isn't just the AG derby; it's also the NUFC versus a Macam keeper, Mini Tineware. Yeah. Newcastle. Lewis says I don't like Jordan Pickford. SMB. What is SMB?
Sad Macam.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna complete that. But there you go. Nobody likes Pickford, man. But remember, in the transfer window, there was a small rumor that he may come. Which is surprising. But Stephen Harker, in my opinion, early goal, Everton will crumble. Daesh for the sack. Well, he's definitely worrying about that. Daesh worrying about that sack is coming. Jordan for Life and Daye is a tricky player to watch out for. There you go. Jam Stasher, I'll tell you what, we made a mistake not going harder for Lyon's Ryan Cherky. Dear me. That kid can dribble the ball like a wizard.
They were playing Rangers tonight at Ibrox.
Yeah.
Well, in a couple of our transfers, actually, not just the window just gone, but the window before. Cherky would have been one of my top targets.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go with our lineup then. Let's do it. Okay, so we got these players right here. This is for, I think the last time we did this was for the last Premier League match. So, but should have similar players. Nick Pope, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn.
Yep.
Everybody keeping the same?
I think the same. Hall will come in for Kelly. You can't. I mean, I agree with him. Kelly's definitely a better centre back than he is a left back. Doesn't really commit going forward, and we saw that against Wimbledon. He gets so far, he gets linked up with play, but again, it just keeps going sideways. And I think what we need is a little bit of we needed some crossing power against Wimbledon, and like I say, we didn't have a crosser in the team until the substitutions come on, which with the first team, which was Hall and the likes. Fab Schär was superb at the back. He played some really nice balls over the top. So, like I say, I think it'll be the same back four. Apart from I think Hall and Trippier will come in. The same as Man City, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it'll be the Man City starting lineup, yeah.
All right. So we got Lewis Hall here. Trippier, yeah. I think Trippier right now is doing pretty well. So we put Trippier there, Tonali, Guimaraes, Joe Linton, Harvey Barnes. Well, he's like, is he going to play?
Yeah, no,
The fact that he's not going to Sweden tells me he won't,
No.
because
he won't play.
If they do put him, Sweden is not going to be a happy bunny whatsoever. So we're gonna. This could be every week. There's a topic of discussion, and I think although we think it's going to be an easy pick, Osula. Eddie likes to do things the other way.
I think Eddie will go Gordon Murphy.
Yeah.
So
I would go Barnes, Gordon, Osula.
I would put Osula in there. To me, Osula did fine. The only player that you can highlight from Wimbledon, and even though he didn't get any touches, he only got 2 or 3. As soon as he got the ball, man, he looked different.
It was a shot off.
He was going towards the goal. I think
he's still got a lot to learn. You could see he's still raw, and like I say, he needs to develop his game coming deep to link up play, because that's what I said. There was a total disassociation between the midfield and the forward three for everybody. And like I say, Willock, Longstaff, they get to a certain point. There was not running in behind to try and create channels, and it left the front three. I mean, you saw Miggy go through a couple of times, and obviously he should have scored, to be fair. But you've got to give Wimbledon some credit. They worked hard on that system. They played that low block. Everybody was disciplined. I said to Win when we were watching the game, you've got to give credit where credit's due here, and Wimbledon made that so difficult for us. And like I say, without the penalty, I don't think if we'd have still been playing now, we'd have scored.
Yeah, I would try to sort it, but I don't think Eddie will. So I think it'll be Gordon. Well, what would be each one of you's starting the up front three?
I would start exactly that, but with a Osula in the middle. But I don't think Eddie will. I think Eddie will start Gordon in the middle and Murphy on the right.
I think Osula's, like I say, Osula's just too raw for a must-win game. For a game that you're expected to win, I think you're right. I think he's got to go with his strongest 11 on the park we see fit now.
See, that's the thing. I don't think that Osula is the type of kid to crumble. From watching him, he just feels like the guy that doesn't give a damn. To him, he's just playing in the house somewhere. And I don't think he feels the pressure to. But we'll never know unless he plays either way. So
I don't think he feels the pressure necessarily, but I just don't know if he's got all the tools in his box yet.
Yeah, I think the simple equation to this is if you look at Delap at Ipswich, who's a Man City prospect, same age as Osula, and they are miles apart when it comes to actual ability and the reading of the game. And that's what I said. I think Osula's got everything. He's got all the attributes. I think he's definitely a rough diamond, but I think it'll take a season for him to develop them playing in amongst this side. I mean, where you look at Sheffield United and he was playing for them, and as much as he did all the hard yards, he runs through the middle and everything else, there was still this. And having watched him against Wimbledon now, as much as I saw a lot of good positive things, there was a lot of also negative things that. And again, I don't even think. I think at this present moment in time, he's our fourth choice striker when everybody's fit.
Fourth?
I think he's even Anthony Gordon.
Oh,
so you know what I mean? So I think Anthony Gordon will go up top, and I think Murphy will play, because it'd be a shame to drop Murphy after his performance against Man City, if I'm honest.
But I don't.
I didn't think Murphy was that good against Man City.
I think it was decent, but not like undroppable type. But we'll put Gordon there and Murphy there. By the way, Miggy looked pretty good as well against Wimbledon too. Not a lot of players did.
Yeah.
So
he was one of the few.
Interesting.
Who kind of half took his chance, if you like.
Yeah.
He should have had it on
but I don't think he did enough to unship Murphy.
All right. So we got Nick Pope, Fabian Scher, Byrne, Lewis Holt, Trippier, Bruno, Tonali, Joe Linton, Harvey Barnes, Gordon, and Murphy. So, all right. Well, that is the lineup. Let's. We're gonna do player by player.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we all thought that Joe Linton had got 5 yellow cards, and apparently he's only got 4.
I could have sworn he had 5.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought he'd got 5.
He's kept playing.
Yeah, but he's not. He's only got 4. Hence, he played.
No, sorry. I thought he had 4. Which is why I thought they would play him against who was the game before Wimbledon?
Man City.
Fulham, wasn't it?
No, Man City was before Wimbledon.
Right. So who was before Man City?
Fulham.
Fulham, yeah, and he didn't play against Fulham, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
He played against everybody.
He's not missed a game yet.
All right. Let me see.
So that's interesting.
Well, he's still. Well, he'll get it eventually, so doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
He'll not go 13 games without a yellow.
No, yeah. he won't do what
he won't do Bruno.
Matter of fact, because I think we got to play Brighton. Actually, somebody said after Everton, so I would try to get it as soon as possible. I would do it on purpose, but
that's what I said was get a yellow. That was it. I said get a yellow against Fulham, so that the game he missed would have been the Wimbledon game.
Yeah,
and then he would have been fit for he would have been available for the Man City game. I can't remember what I worked out. It must have been wrong, I think. Now looking back on it, there's a surprise. The mighty win being wrong. My plan was for him to deliberately get the yellow so that he missed the Wimbledon game and not a Premier League game.
Yeah, I would have done it. If I'm the manager, that needs to be part of my strategy. I mean, you got to be a chess player, and you know it's coming anyway. So, do you rather not have him for the important matches or against Wimbledon?
Well, you can try and keep him on the pitch, I suppose, until Miley gets back, or Willock gets some minutes in his legs.
Yeah. All right. So Colton says Miggy can sit on the bench and see how football is played. There you go. Says Isak is out, and Miggy got us nowhere. Couldn't even score against Wimbledon. Right? To me, he was one of the best players, which is surprising to say. Steven says, question: do we think Gordon will keep his head?
Absolutely.
Well, the question, the mighty win. Everything is yes. So, it's interesting to think about it.
He's a brighter button than a lot of people give him credit for.
I understand that, but he hasn't been playing good other than the last match. So
that's what I said. I think it's how we start. And like I say, that what we can't afford is frustration to creep in, like it has done previously. And I think as we've had frustration, Alan's become a new member.
Look at that! We got a new member. Where is it? Show his comment if you don't mind, because I'm on the. Welcome to Alan Dawson. Can you guys show his comment?
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, it's here. It's not a comment. It's just a member.
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta show it. There you go. Alan Dawson, welcome to the member family, mate. Appreciate it, of course. You must be one of the new members that have just recently, got onto the channel. So appreciate that, and thank you so much. You're gonna enjoy it. Now look around. You can actually go back and an interesting series that we did is about Newcastle United history that we need to resume that at some point. We did a lot of episodes on that as well. You can take a look at any shows that you may have missed. Hoof de Twat, the NUFC Extra Time. If you miss it, which most people will miss it if you're in the UK because it's at 2 a.m. in the morning in the UK. If you miss it, you can watch that as a member on the replay. We got the women's podcast as well. One episode was produced, but we're gonna keep them coming. So if you're interested in everything, become a member. Enjoy your membership. If you haven't, become a member, and you will get the full catalog of NUFC Talk TV. So thank you so much and welcome, Alan Dawson. All right, more comments. So, we were on this. Gordon keeping his head. If you can say this. There were rumors that we were wanting to say. I'm just gonna say there were rumors because ultimately, whatever. I do believe that we did try to sell him, but the rumors that we did try to sell him. the international. He wasn't played 1 minute, so his head gets affected often. And I'm not necessarily criticizing. I'm just describing what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this particular case, though, I don't think. If you think about it, it's playing against his ex-team. There are talks that he's a Liverpool fan, which should that really affect him? Unless the fans over there make it tough, it can happen. So I mean, I don't think him being an ex-Everton player could be detrimental to him. But we have seen him lose his head or not perform well in some instances. You were saying, Gary?
Again, mate, I agree with you. I think he's definitely what they call the mental type of player. He has to be involved in the game for us to get the best out of him. And again, that's that secret button that we seem to be missing a little bit. We saw it in fits and spells, but for me, we don't do it enough. We don't get any involvement. Now, the beauty of, like I say, Anthony Gordon, it's against obviously his previous club. There's going to be a lot of shithousery going on. And it's how we deliver the ball to him. Now, like I say, the one thing I love is the fact that Anthony Gordon's fast, and don't get me wrong, if whoever's going to be marking him, because I would imagine they will try and get somebody tight on him. What we need then is runners going past him and the likes of Tonali. But we've got to show a little bit of respect. We've got to get the lads in from the wings, coming in round the back to try and create space, because the more we stretch their back four, the better it will be for Anthony Gordon to find them pockets of spaces, and the lads to try and pick him out. And at the end of the day, they're at home, so their fans will be expecting them to push on.
You know them Scouts fans are, man.
Yeah, they'll want a performance from them. So I'm hoping just from that, if we can take that challenge from them, and then somebody like the Shah or whoever's going to just pass the ball through. If Anthony Gordon's got space to run into, he can cause them all ends of trouble.
Yep.
But we all know it will lift up. There's going to be not just Anthony Gordon's game that will be lifted. T-Rex's game will be lifted because of the shithousery he has with our fans is phenomenal. So every game that I got a link from either team will be lifted by some percentage.
Let me skip some comments real quick to shout out Health Wealth Guru. Says, my brother, thanks for the membership. Caught some of your clips of those fan-made videos. Very good. Love it, lads. Keep it going. Much respect. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. I think those there's a fan channel or a channel that clips up everybody's like multiple fans and put it into one and whatever. So thank you so much. Appreciate it for coming on. And enjoy your membership. And if you can, please help support the channel and continue your membership at the end of the month. It would be much appreciated, of course. So welcome to the family. Health Wealth Gurus. There you go. Like we were saying, we certainly need you here, man. We need some of that. AG says, Buns comes in. We play Isak with a broken toe, gets an injection for pain. What do they think is going to be the outcome? Well, it's interesting because, I mean, Buns is supposed to come and be the guru for this stuff. And some of the things that happened last season continues. So
yeah, I don't actually agree with that, to be fair. Unless it's a displaced fracture, there is no concern. It won't affect his game. I mean, it's like I said, what they should have done was just not played him, and he would have probably been back for the Everton game.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, he still gets played when he's hurt, and then it looks like he's going to be out a little bit longer. So that's what I'm saying.
I think that also proves. I think that what that also proves is because obviously we haven't got a second full-time striker there. Asula's not available, or in Eddie's eyes, he's not ready to go on there. So we have to obviously then, and again, this is that medical team coming back. What type of fracture is it? If it's an airline fracture, we'll brace it, give him a numbing anaesthetic. And I think the problem is, if he'd have got through that game totally pain-free, I think it would have been an absolute game. It'd have been a goer. The problem is because he can't get through the games without the discomfort. They've now said, let's hold back. It ain't worth it, because we all saw it affected his game massively. But the actual break itself isn't an actual, something that will trouble him for like 5 or 6 weeks type of thing. It literally is, like I say, he's got a couple of weeks now rest. We've got the international break. He'll be back fine. Shouldn't really cause him that much problem.
All right. Beer Riken Osula is a development player. Never going to happen. Colton Osula won't be ready for 2 seasons. He's a championship player. Ian Fleming could bring Osula if we're winning 2 or 3 nil. See the contrast of opinions. Stephen Harker, sooner J7 gets another card, the better. Get the ban out the way before Christmas congestion, says Stephen.
Got
Georgia
some
for
big
life.
games coming up, though.
When in a hole, stop
Well,
digging.
there's a
Put the
couple of
shovel away.
them. That was when I was on about the yellow cards. He said, just stop digging.
Yeah. Steven says no competition crossover. Derek, a yellow.
But funnily enough,
Fulham,
Stephen's
whatever.
wrong because there is competition crossover. Because one of Shaw's games that he missed in his 3-game ban was the Forest game. So there is competition crossover.
Okay.
Bruno Shaw was banned for 3 games, and one of those was the Forest Carabao Cup game.
AG must win depends on your perspective of where we finish. Well, look, Newcastle objective should be to finish as high as we can, and you have to win these must-win games. It's against weaker teams, especially when you look at what's coming in the next weeks for Newcastle. So Everton, looking at what they've done in 6 games, 5 games, whatever, should be a team that you say we need to beat them.
Interesting stat, Chris. According to it, 1.82 points as we sit now. Obviously, only 6 games gone. 1.82 points will get you into 4th place in the Premier League as we sit now. We're currently on 1.84.
Interesting.
So we're on the right trajectory. But like I say, I just think as at moment in time, we're a bit stagnant.
Yeah. As we know, we had an easy start fixture wise. Unlike say Wolves, our fixture when they did the on 4-4-2, when they did the analysis of how difficult the first 10 games were for each team, whereas last season we were at the top of that league in terms of difficulty. This season we were nearly bottom for difficulty, and Wolves were top. So we've got a great points return, fantastic points return, probably more than we should have had, to be fair.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But the main thing is, we had an easy start. So we've got when you get an easy start, sooner or later you've got to have the difficult games.
Well, it's really weird, because like Chris alluded to before about like the XG, Everton are on a bigger XG than we are, even though we've got the points and they haven't, because obviously defensively they're very weak. And I think the biggest thing for me is the fact that do we create enough in the 90 minutes to actually compete with the bigger boys, and I think that's it. It's okay doing a Wimbledon, and I'm quite happy to say that now by putting 5 at the back to stop these big teams getting past us and trying to hit them on the break, which we seem to be quite capable of doing. But for us to be going forward, there seems that we definitely need an injection of something now. Whether that's a gamble in going back to the way we played last year, where we go for the heavy press and gamble with a counter press from them, but we certainly need an identity back, and I think we've been a bit far away this season up to yet. And I think I know Eddie's tweaking the system. It's this fluid system. On paper, it looks like a 4-3-3, but when the game starts, it never is a 4-3-3. There's definitely a massive change in the way Eddie sets up for games now.
Beer Bacon says Joe Linton has 4 yellows. The 4th yellow does not carry over into the Premier League. Oh, that is true. That's what happened.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what happened, because we didn't.
If you get them in the Premier, if you don't get them in the Premier League, they don't count. But if you get a ban, they do count.
What's name's a cracking point up there, actually. Charles was for violent conduct.
Yeah.
There's a total difference.
Yeah.
Red card, violent conduct. That's a 3 ban.
So that was why it was a 3-match ban.
Exactly.
For violent conduct. Yeah, so it's
as opposed to a 2-match ban.
Yeah.
But one of those 3 games was the Forest game.
Yeah, but apparently, according to what Ant has just put in there, it's quite difficult to assess. If you accumulate just on the yellow cards, it doesn't transfer over from one to the other. but a red card for violent does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a note to look it up.
Yeah, we'll look it up for tomorrow's.
Bandits, Everton 3, Newcastle 0. Oh, that's your prediction. That's expectation. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Win next and do our talking with our feet on the ball. All right. Well, there's Bandit's prediction. Georgia for life. Come on, lads. It's not a must-win game at this time of the season. It's just a game we think we can win, but it won't be easy. It will be hard-fought game. Don't underestimate any team you play. See, that's the thing. Nobody's underestimating anybody. It doesn't change the objective. How I look at this is, I would look at a fixture of the whole year and say, okay, we can get beaten by City. We can get beaten by whoever else is playing good, especially away or whatever. But against this team right here, we need to beat them. We need to get these points. Now, things might not go well and you might not get the points, but you need to have that mentality. And I see a weak team. In Newcastle has to be like a shark, smelling blood. You have to smell blood when you're playing Everton. And not the same Everton as the glory days. You have to. That's in my opinion. But just saying. Don Milburn, this game is so important, and it will show if City was a turning point or a one-off. We can't go back to the Fulham and Bournemouth performances. I agree with that.
That's a good point. That's a in that respect, you could say it is kind of a must-win game, because what we've got to do
in that sense, and in the point sense.
Well, what I'm saying is what Dom there was saying. Any relation, Dom, to the great man, or is that just part of your handle? He's right, because it will show. You can't judge the City performance on the Wimbledon performance because it was completely different personnel. But if he plays the same lineup as we did against City, then we will see whether we have in fact turned the corner now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if we can't beat Everton, it'll mean we haven't.
Dom says as well, we don't have levels of technical ability to break down low blocks. Need better ball players. Well, a lot of teams do struggle with that, especially if they do it well. Wimbledon did it well, because that was their game. You've
only got to look back into the Euros, Chris, at international levels. I mean, we played teams in the start of the table side of it before the knockout, and it was all low blocks. And even at international level, we struggled. It's just the British way of playing. We just don't play with this little ticky-tacky football like a lot of them do. And unfortunately, I just think, as we witnessed again against Wimbledon, who the third tier down, and we still struggle to get the balls through into the channels. And like we'd said, it was better once Bruno come on. But again, you need more than one player to actually run the channels.
Yeah. Health says, can I just mention, though, as you know, so much of football is in the mind, and so much of football is in the mind. I worry about Gordon down there. He may get shut out, and the crowd gets behind him. Gordon needs to beat this hoodoo to win. It could be, but that's what I'm more concerned as far as his head is. I don't know so much playing against his team. Maybe he might feel the pressure to perform well. That could probably, be detrimental to his head game. But I think it's more, in my opinion, of the fans. If the fans start chanting and start, look what they did to their own team when they weren't playing good. Imagine the opposition. So that might, go against them. But we'll never know until match day. Which, by the way, you can enjoy it if on match days we do have the live match commentary here an hour before kickoff, doing the build up, etc. So to the new members, to the new watchers, remember every single match Newcastle United is performing in, we have it here on this channel. All right, a few more.
4:30 start for us, isn't it, on Saturday, because it's the late kickoff, isn't it?
Yeah. AG, if it was a relegation match, yep, we are 6 games in. We are putting pressure on ourselves as fans with that mindset. If it was relegation match,
I don't mean pressure.
Pressure.
What he's saying is, if we're at the bottom of the league with them fighting for the points, then yes, you could say that we are, it's a must-win game. But as we're not, and we're at the other end of the table, you have to take each game as it comes, and you either grind out results or you go out there to obviously cull. But it's like I said, at this present moment in time, it's difficult to see what team turns up because again, it just seems all on the mindset at the minute. We know they've got the ability, we've seen it. It's whether they turn up and prove it.
Just by the by, with Aunt Geordie in the chat, Aunt, we need your prediction. Geordie Tune for life, you're in. We need your prediction. Beer Bacon, we need yours.
Give me a second, because I already got a few of those. Because the community, we always got to look at the community of the chat, and then, because a lot of them put it on there. So I will take a look in a minute.
I've been watching.
No, in the community of the chat. You know what the community tab is? Not on the chat. I'm sorry, on the channel.
Sorry, I updated it immediately before we came on here.
So you looked at the community of the channel?
At the prediction.
You don't even know where that's at.
The WhatsApp.
No. Not WhatsApp. Community of the channel on YouTube, because you can post on there and they can comment their prediction. So what I got here is, just to update, Beer Riken says 2-0 Tune win. A lot of members commented, of course, but not a lot are playing. Beard says 2-2. Trolls 1-1. You good? You want me to slow down?
Yeah, got that. We need Niall Powell, George.
Niall said, give me a second, man. Niall says 1-0.
The Tune?
Yep. Josh says 3-1 Tune. And that's as far as everybody that I got on the community on the channel.
So Ben, George Eaton, Paul, our Paul, and Andy.
Jordan Tune for Life says 2-0 Newcastle, by the way.
Yeah, I got that.
And you got AG too, right? Because you said you put it in the group chat.
Yeah.
All right.
AG was 2-0.
AG.
Yeah, I've got AG 2-0, but I haven't got GTFL 2-0.
GTFL says 2-0. AG, I don't know what he said. All right.
Well, they said 2-0. You said antagonizing Geordie was 2-0.
Said Geordie Tune for Life 2-0.
Right. So AG, have we got AGs antagonizing Geordie?
Let me look at the WhatsApp. Harry Austin says 2-0, by the way.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got all the WhatsApps up to 10 o'clock.
Well, no, AG in the WhatsApp said 2-0. So, yeah, he did put it on there. All right. So
1, 2.
Yeah, we got it, mate.
Yep.
We got it, AG. No worries, man. Okay, so let's do the player by player. We got to do that. So please, player by player, people in the chat, get involved and vote. First, we got Nick Pope and Jordan Pickford. So what is your choice right there? Pretty much the same age, to be fair. Let's look at the heat map, see which one is more proactive. Well, it looks like Pickford is playing a lot with the high line. Not so much Pope, but I mean, Pope is no good with his feet. So, but there you go.
Pretty straightforward for me. Who plays for that country?
According to you, some of you, we shouldn't sign Mark Gay for that. So there you go. See,
well, I'll take Pope. Pickford over Pope.
Yeah,
every day of the week.
So there you go. I agree with that, though. I agree. Pickford.
It's a toughie. It's a toughie, mate. To be fair.
Well, Pickford does play for his country too. What are you talking about? He actually plays for his country.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Picked. That's why I would take Pickford.
Yeah. So you take Pickford. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Then I thought you said Pope.
No. I mean, like I said, they've both been picked. I mean, obviously Pickford's the first choice at the minute. Yeah, I suppose he probably edges it with his feet. So I'll go with Pickford.
Exactly.
Wow. Don Milburn says, as much as I hate to say it, Pickford. See it?
Yeah.
Your team for last is Pope, Beer Bike and Pope. Mighty Mag Pope every day. I'm not a massive Howe fan, regardless. To be that's a different conversation. From Don Milburn. Look how many goals Pickford has conceded for Everton, not England, says Jordan Vlad. Well, no, but I mean, see, I don't know, something going on in England that you guys are not into this. Everywhere else in the world, if you play for your country, is a massive thing. So you've got to take that in consideration. If you play for your country, I would assume, especially playing for England.
You've only got to ask yourself though, Chris, if he was that good, then he would have already been picked up by one of the bigger clubs. I mean, when you're playing for Everton and getting into the English squad, then it just proves the fact that the lad's conceding goals left, right, and centre, because you're only as good as the defence in front of you. You can't stop everything,
Exactly. So that in consideration.
But we are so poor in the goalkeeper area for England. He's always going to get there. That's why I said for me it's a toughie, because if I was looking at shot stopping, I'd go for Pope. But if I'm looking for somebody who can do a little bit of both, then you've got to go for Pickford.
Yeah, and also, again, like you said, just to reiterate, we like to say a goalkeeper conceded 10 goals all season. Well, let's look at the goals. Did he make a mistake? Did he let the ball through his leg? It's a defense thing. The goal is so big. A human being can only stop so much.
If you remember, that's what I was saying about Dubravka. When Dubravka was coming in for all the flack, he conceded 10 goals in 4 games. But out of those 10 goals, there was only 2 of them that you could arguably say he was anywhere near at fault for.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Pickford's conceding goals doesn't mean it's because he's a bad keeper. It means it's because he's a bad team in front of him.
Tim in the chat says that line of thinking unfortunately didn't work for us with Stefan Givars. No, it didn't.
Yeah, absolutely right.
All right, so Beerback is choosing Rudy. There you go. All right, Stephen Harkin, Pope better shot stopper, Pickford better playing out and distribution.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ultimately in this situation, I guess it's whatever personal preference. So you guys vote for Pickford. So Pickford wins. Pickford wins. All right. The next one is we got Fabian Scher. So people get ready. I hate when that happens. Fabian Scher and James Tarkowski, captain for Everton. This is going to be interesting. Let me look at the what? Oh, damn! I was looking at the other way. I was about to say, but very similar. Shar's I'm going to pick Shar anytime because I think he's become really obvious with his passing, in a good way. Like that's part of his game. That's part of something that you can expect now. I think that's pretty decent. Not pretty decent, pretty good. Fabian Scher to me. I would pick Fabian Scher, but what do you guys think?
I would think in most teams, you would pick Tarkowski because he's a much better defender. But in our team and the way we play,
no, excuse me. We don't. Let me just stop you there. I don't want to fight with you because I don't want you to go. I don't want to fight with you, but we're picking who's the best player here, man, in that position. Not who us, them. Best player. Who's the best player out of Shar and Tarkowski?
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Tarkowski is the better defender, but Tarkowski doesn't give you the outs that Scher gives us, and we rely on Scher's balls out of defense.
So who's the best right center back in the league between these two?
I'm going to take Scher.
Okay, so you pick Scher. Simple as that. All that sugarcoating. You must be joining Everton Talk TV at some point because you're trying to keep your ducks in a row. But go on, Gary.
Yeah, Scher. The only thing that I've always criticised Fabian Scher with is his heading ability. I just don't think he gets defensively. I don't think he's the world's best, but he's certainly up there when it comes to forward progression with the ball. He can always put a ball over the top for you, and he can break defenses down. For me, He could. I would definitely go for Tarkovsky heading ability, but when you can only pick one player, it'll be Shaw.
All right, be right, and that's just like makes it look like he's injured. I do agree, man. It does. I think there was a comment there by Alan Thompson. Chris, it's because of 60 years of failure. England is a joke. Failed in the last European Championship, and there's no way England are going to win the World Cup in the USA. A simple S. Again, a rich guy. Alan Thompson and a lot of you is just a rich guy that lost $1 million that thinks the end of the world. When all your neighbors are poor as hell, look at San Marino, Malta. Look at those. What do those teams have? You got one of the most important national teams in the world. You're competing. You compete. You get. I mean, I know you got to win it, but you got one of the most important national teams in football. So if you play for those, if you play for a good Brazil, if you play for Argentina, if you play for Spain, England, Italy, Germany, that is a plus, in my opinion. Now, look, if you play for any, let's just say the United States, if you play for the United States, that's something to take in consideration. But it's not the end all be all. To say, oh my God, this guy plays for America. But in this particular case, it's England. So I'm just saying, man. All right. So who's the next? So I guess you guys won. Fabian Share. Everybody won. I voted for Shar too. But the next one is, and a lot of people in the chat said Fabian Share. So are we going to put Braithwaite? No, actually, let me do this real quick though, because according to this site right here, it's telling me that Broja is injured for Everton, Patterson, Coleman, and Chermiti. So no Braithwaite there. So I guess we can count him in, because on the other end, Isak is hurt on this list. Wilson, Lascelles, Trippier.
Yeah, there was that cough. Yeah, there was a cough issue, wasn't there, when he was pulled off? Even though he said he wanted to carry on, but we'll know more tomorrow when Eddie does his press conference at 9:30. Yeah. But that's been hanging over him all week, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Miley, Target, and Butman. So there you go. So according to this, Braithwaite is good to play. So I guess we got to do Braithwaite. Who do we got there? Burn? Did we keep Burn in there?
Yeah. Yep. He's the one who's played every game apart from the Wimbledon game.
So we got Dan Burn and Brent Wade.
Yeah.
Jared. So who do you guys pick there? Georgian for life, bad man. Club never comes before countryman. Country before club any day. But Burn and Brentwaite. That's a good
play for me.
Yeah, man. That ain't even close, I don't think. Heat map is quiet though for Brentwaite.
He's been off, mate.
He's only had 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh well. Shoot. Yeah. So let me see
people. Dan Burn for me all day, but there's not many clubs going to pay 70 million for Dan Burn. I'll agree with that.
Well, but that is not necessarily who's the best center back. Who's the best center back right now? To me, from what I can see, the best center back right now between the two is Dan Burn.
And me.
I mean, if I had to choose right now to play against somebody, Braithwaite might be Beckenbauer in the next 10 years. I don't know. We, just don't know. And maybe we do need to get him. But I'll pick Burn, so I guess Burn wins on this one. People, Mighty Mac, BDB, Don, a lot of people said Braithwaite, though. Stephen Harker, AG, Catch 22, BDB.
What's that makes me laugh?
We could have Maldini and win. That is true, though.
Hang on. Yeah, damn right true. I would, because Maldini's about 70.
No, not that old, man.
Today I take Burn, tomorrow I take Braithwaite.
Yeah. All right, so Burn wins that one surprisingly. I should have not voted for him, man. You know what? I'm gonna switch my vote. I'm gonna vote for Braithwaite. simply because I want to mold fans into moving on, getting better, looking for the future, and people think that Dan Burn is going to be forever. No, and he compared. If we get, like I said, if we would have gotten what's his name from Crystal Palace, Gay, he would have never seen the light of day, man. He would have never seen the light of day. But the next one, let's go to the left side. We put Lewis Hall, so people get involved, and we got Mikolenko, Vitaly Mikolenko from Ukraine. Alan Thompson win. Dan Burn is worth 71 million if Gay is worth 70. No, wait. When he's asking the question, Dan Burn is worth 71 million if Gay is worth 70.
If he was the same age as Gay, he'd be worth.
You out of your mind, man. Oh, that's it. I'm not going to debate. Not debates are not allowed in this channel no more. But unbelievable, man. The stuff that I hear. I need to buy one of those fidget things that I can just
stress ball.
Yeah, I needed a stress ball. I need like one of those. My kids got those buttons that you can flip
over.
Oh,
and my kids have fidget toys.
But it's unbelievable, man. Dan Burn never even saw the England uniform. Within 6 feet of him, and you're gonna compare. It's unbelievable. Okay, so people, Lewis Hall, Mikolenko. Let's look at the heat map though. Heat map is always good. Lewis Hall, very busy, man. Very busy, Lewis Hall. Look at that. Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, Lewis Hall for me.
Okay. Yeah, probably easiest choice all day, says James Cuff. Okay, so Gary, you think the same, right?
Yeah, Hall.
All right. So
from what I saw of him progressing now, I think the lad just needs game time.
Yeah, everybody say Hall brilliant for 19. Hall. Yep. Next, says James Thatcher. He knows already what's happening. AG, Hall. Probably the easiest choice, Hall all day long. Damn, Mikolenko's that bad? Okay. No, this side
is not that bad. He's just not that good.
Oh my god.
This is interesting because it's the battle of the vets.
Yeah.
Trippier and Ashley Young.
There's
Ashley Young. I mean, 30. He's 40 though, man. God dang. But why do you say easy though? Look, Ashley Young can play both sides. You've been playing both sides, man.
I don't want him to play both sides. We're just talking about the right back.
Yeah, that's true. Who's the best of the players at this moment in time, though? Ashley Young got 2 assists.
Yeah.
And Trippier got no. Well, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, there is. Because we've got 2 really good fullbacks where they've only got Ashley Young. I mean, I don't think there's even a matchup for me with this one.
Chris just joking, says Alan. Of course, man. Everybody says Trips, Livramento, says Steven. Trips, Young is almost as old as Win. Yeah, that's true. Trips all day. Trips, and Tino. Yeah, there you go. Who plays for England, eh? Well, neither. But one let it go when he was on top. One chose to, and the other one didn't. So we're winning so far, and we keep an eye on it. We got oh, wow, that's interesting. Okay, so go to the midfield. We're going to. So in this particular, we're gonna have to put Tonali. Tonali on the right. Right? Tonali in Doucouré.
Yeah.
Tonali all day.
Doucouré is good, man.
He is.
Is this two brothers? Chick Doucouré and I'm
Dulaye. You there instead of you. That's it.
Oh, okay. Dulaye Doucouré. Doucouré pretty good, man. Wow, shocking. I know Tonali hasn't played much, but Doucouré is certainly not.
And even though he hasn't played much, he's still up there with him.
Yeah, so people, please, what do you think?
Tonali all day for me.
Tonali.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it is Tonali. It is Tonali because I'm going to vote for him. Okay, the next one we can put is J7 against Mangala. Yeah, I think we're going to win this time. The
Yeah, I'm going to say
Yeah.
there's no competition, is there, with the midfield?
Look at that, man. Yeah, no question.
No question.
Let's go with this. There could be a question right here. Bruno Guimaraes and McNeil.
Bruno. As we don't play with a 10.
Yeah.
Again, there's not clubs around the world wanting to buy McNeil for 100 million.
Well, to be fair, not other clubs did.
One's worth 53 million. The other one's a bag of Smarties.
Yeah, no other club did try to buy Bruno either. But
That's
you
true.
know, he's definitely got more worth than anything. So at this point, so yeah, I think the midfield we got it cooked, certainly. All right, so and up front, oh, this is tough though. This is tough because no, it's actually easy. Let me see. In Dye, no, who do we put? Who do we put on the left side?
Barnes.
Barnes in Dye. Ndiaye. Eliman. There you go. So, he's certainly been more busy looking like, but
you can see by Barnes' heat map, you see he's very much more on the front foot rather than the defensive mode. And that's what I said. We've got to be very careful against these because Ndiaye will creep forward. He'll try and get them pockets of space. But for me, I'd go with Barnes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Barnes a better finisher.
Might win.
That's it. Just where he's finishing.
Yep. All right. So Harvey Barnes gets it, and then on the right side we got Murphy, Jacob Murphy against Lindstrom.
He's going to go against Murphy every time.
Against Jesper Lindstrom from Norway to the world. Look at the inverted flags going on here.
Yeah, man.
One's
like a negative.
One is a little bit to the other side, but all right. So Murphy and Lindstrom. What do you guys think?
Not a lot in it, but Murphy.
Good to say.
On a good day.
Be a side Miggy.
Murphy all day long, brother. There you go.
Yeah, I'll go with Murphy.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go with Murphy as well. I mean, whatever. Show the defensive side, Chris.
Yeah, the defensive side, Chris. Yeah, go on. Let's have a look at the heat map.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no heat. That's the heat map for everything. Yeah, no, Murphy's been. I mean, yeah, but he's not a right back though. Yeah, that's as far as he goes. But that's pretty good, Murphy. Compared to Lindstrom, I'm assuming Lindstrom has played. Let me see. Played 4 games and 6 for Murphy played 6 games. Damn, he played every game. All right. Well, at least came in every game. Okay, so that is that. And we got one more though. We got Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon versus DCL.
Hey, that is the thing right there now. They might get this one.
That's
Calvert-Lewin. Well, I mean, but Calvert-Lewin has been busy though, all over the place. But I mean, the heat map is irrelevant here. It's about who is the best striker.
It is because Gordon's been left wing and
who is the best striker?
Gordon's a makeshift striker. He's not a striker, so it's a bit. But if I'm honest with you, I'd still rather have Gordon because of his versatility. His pace and everything else will always upset defence, and it'll make them change. Dominic Calvert-Lewin for me, he's very much the railway man, as I call him. He's very much through the middle, even though his heat map shows him all over the place. And I just think that's because the team's been that bad of him trying to get the ball and work the ball. But when you look at him actually in and around the box, he doesn't really do a lot for me, to be fair, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think he could be in a decent team under a decent coach. I think he could be something, but he's too old for me now.
All right.
Well, Ancelotti proved that, didn't he? The one season Ancelotti had, he got 21 goals.
He got 20-odd goals, yeah.
Because they played to his strengths.
So
Don Milburn says, give Everton Almiron.
No, Gordon for me all day long.
Chance of conceding.
James Cuff is a 9. You have to say DCL, surely.
Yeah, as I said, it's difficult because you're putting one who's not a natural 9 against somebody who is. But I'd still say Anthony Gordon will cause the defence more trouble than Dominic Calvert-Lewin was, apart from in the air.
Right.
Because that's the only thing that Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be beating Gordon on. He won't beat him on pace. He probably won't beat him on the ground at all. But, I mean, in the air, he's definitely a striker.
All right.
So on that whole team, they managed to get Pickford and Branthwaite in. What I would say is
with DCL.
What I would say is, with a different lineup, we could easily have had McNeil in for Barnes and DCL in for Murphy. Playing it a different way. If you wanted to improve Newcastle's team, you would play with DCL in the middle, Gordon on the left, and McNeil on the right. Of the three, we would have our central midfield three of Tonali, Bruno, and J7, and in front of them would be McNeil, DCL, and Gordon.
I'd certainly have I'd have McNeil over Murphy.
Yeah,
anytime.
So that's what I'm saying. That would be the idea. But the way we did the formation, it didn't work out like that.
No.
Yeah, but I mean that's what they play with, and that's what we play with.
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, I forget always to do this. I always put up a poll. If you have hit the like button already, 2 options already done. I forgot. I will do it now. 21% say I forgot. You need a poll to tell you to hit the like button. Come on, man. 21% of people hit the like button. As soon as you get into the show, it should be already something that you do. Hit the like button, folks. Come on. All right. So, and we're gonna get into your comments here in a minute. Actually, Alan says, Gary, you're selling DCL to Eddie Howe because if any manager can improve someone, is our manager.
I said I would have took DCL when we were linked with him. That's what I said. If he could keep himself fit, he's going to be. He's always going to be available, and that's what I said. At the end of the day, you've got to be available to prove yourself. And at the minute, we haven't seen Wilson at all.
That was the problem. We've already got 2 strikers made of glass with them.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need a third one.
No, that's true. Be right, and I'm with Win. DCL in for Murphy. Tim, no Barnes. Nah, Barnes left wing, Gordon right wing is better than that.
Gordon don't cross the ball very well, though. That's the only problem. And he's got now left foot.
Jordan is pished.
I wish.
Beard, it's okay, Slayton Miggy, but wasn't it Murphy's man who scored for City when he stopped running? Justice for the Paraguayan Prince.
Gavardiol when he got in. Yeah. Well, like I say, there was a number of issues for that goal, to be fair.
Yeah.
But you're right, it was if you was to track him.
All right. On some news, we're going to get into the predictions here in a minute. Some news that are currently happening. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be doing a show about the stadium, so stay tuned for that one. Barnes' goal against Wolves is up for Premier League goal of the month, I think.
Goal of the
month, yeah.
So there you go. Well done, people. You can vote to go to the PremierLeague.com, and I think you can vote there. They sent me an email, I think, for it. So my screen is frozen in giving me the circle thing. So let us wait until I can click more. Alessandro Minetti. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You're all good.
Okay. Because everything was. If I hit the like button anymore, I would have hitchhiked to Peru by now. Yeah. No, just hit it once. Alessandro Minetti. Okay, I'm trying to show a comment. Alessandro Minetti. This would never happen, But could you imagine Ibrahimovic playing in a 4-2-3-1 on this team with Isak playing behind him? It would be absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I
If
agree
you had
with
something
that.
like Ebro up front, oh my days.
Alan, lads, with Sunderland top of the league, people are wanting a derby next season. The only derby I want to see is Derby County Simples. And like I said, to me, the Macos are irrelevant. So whatever happens to them, I don't give a damn.
Not issues with me. I don't particularly want them to come up at all.
I was working all day.
I
was working all day with a Mackham yesterday, and he said it's just a matter of time. He says, you know the way you've been picking up points when you shouldn't have been picking them up. He says that's what we've been doing. He says we haven't played a decent game all season. So he's not expecting to be. He's Mackham daft, and he's not expecting them to stay there.
Right. My girl's best friend, her dad's a Mackham. Well, he's from Sunderland. I don't know whether he's involved in any football, but he finds it struggle. As soon as I said to him where I was from, didn't talk to us again. So there's obviously something from that.
Craig Hope, well, not Craig Hope. It's just he just retweeted Nick Pope included in the English squad with Anthony Gordon, and Tino was not called. So you know that is that. Hope and Gordon. Quiz time. I want 5 players. Oh no, give me just any player. Players that have played for both Everton and Newcastle. Let me know in the chat, folks. There's a few easy ones. Well, one of the easy ones is Anthony Gordon.
Peter Beardsley.
Peter Beardsley is a good one. Give me another one. There's another Gary Speed. There we go.
Pistoni. Watson.
I didn't have Pistoni. I didn't have Pistoni.
Pistoni, Watson.
Bracewell, that's a good one. Paul Bracewell,
yeah.
Who else was there?
Duncan Ferguson.
Oh, Duncan Ferguson.
Oh, Big Doug, yeah. Big Doug.
Dan Gosling.
Don Gosling.
Gosling, no, he was a nobody.
Gaza. Did Gaza play for Everton?
Gaza went to Everton,
He did,
got a lot of players.
To his latter days, yeah.
Verratti
went there, yeah.
You guys are forgetting
Sylvain Distin.
Yeah, man, Sylvain Distin. Yeah, that's right. That's the one you guys are forgetting. But yeah, we had a few. John Bailey. I don't know.
That's a bit
Bailey. I don't know.
He was a good player for them. He played in the.
Well, that's a good shout from Beer. Watson, Stevie Watson.
I said Watson second.
Oh, you did Watson.
Pistone played for Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Pistone, by the way. It's Pistone.
No, it's Pistone.
I said Pistone.
But I didn't.
David Ginola.
I wasn't correct. I was telling people. Go on.
Did David Ginola play for Everton? I can't remember him playing for Everton.
No, I can't remember Ginola playing for Everton.
No, Beer is wrong. Unless he's right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Neil McDonald, says Alan Thompson.
Oh, God, he flattered Steve. I thought he was going to be a fantastic player when he was a young one.
Ginola did. Let me see. David Ginola. Let me look him up. I think I did see him in that blue uniform though, so I think he did. I can picture him.
I can't remember Ginola playing.
I cannot remember him.
He did in the last year, 5 games though, 5 appearances.
Oh well, that's
last year of his career.
Where did he go to Everton from?
Aston Villa. Yep.
I didn't know.
Hottinger.
Foxy's saying was sold Hottinger to get to Everton. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go, man. Bear Viking, you were right, bro. You were right. So that's an interesting questionnaire there. Who played both teams? We're definitely gonna have to do that moving forward. James Cuff, are we forgetting Gordon? No, we said Gordon in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Right from the start.
We did say Gordon.
Gordon, Beardsley, and Watson were my first 3.
Was the 3, yeah.
On some Newcastle and celebrity news, I guess you can say. Look at that, man. Kevin Keegan's stunning former. He was living there until probably 6 months ago, selling his home that, interestingly enough, well, first of all, selling it for 2.25 million, 2.5 million, 2.25 million. And it remains in the market. He just put it up. He lived here. He lived in the property during his time as Magpies Balls in 92, 97. Look at this house, man. It's proper. I wonder if he's going to leave those pictures.
Is this the one in Tranwell Woods?
It's the house right there in the tune, man. By the way, this looks like America where I live. A lot of woods, a lot of land.
I think it's Tranwell Woods. I think
this sits on 5.4 acres of land, so he's living by himself over there, man. Well, I mean,
no, because it was Stevie Cram lived next door to.
Well, let me tell you the story. Kevin Keegan just put his house up for sale. That Newcastle owner, Sir John Hall, who owned the estate on which it sits.
Right, so that's when you're rolling.
So it was Keegan's home during his incredible reign at St. James's Park, in which he led the club from the championship to 2-time Premier League runner-ups. And now, some 27 years after his time with the Toon Army, fans are able to take a peek inside an incredible house. That obviously, but I mean, he hasn't lived there in this long, I guess. So what the hell was happening? 27 years. I guess he was renting it out, maybe.
Possible.
I don't think he was living in Newcastle, was he?
Indoor swimming pool.
Oh, indoor swimming pool. Yeah, man. Immaculate gardens, good stuff. No, look at the picture of the house, man. It's pretty modern. From an old house.
That's Wynyard Hall. That's on St. John Hall's estate.
Look at that, man. Proper stuff, man. Pool. There's got a little 4-car garage right there. Oh, where is it? Just went flying. Alongside 28 horse stables. Yeah. Man. Wine cellar. Mighty Win, you ready for your retirement?
Yeah.
So how far is this from Newcastle, like city center?
Oh, it's about 45 mile, nearly 50 mile.
Damn, after every game he would go home like that?
No, it's just because he lived in Tranwell Woods and he had Morpeth when we used to pick him up. So he must.
Hey, Mighty Wayne, don't say anymore, man, because you could have been going to somebody else's house with Kevin Keegan. Don't air any. Don't air any stuff, man. Kevin's gonna give us a call. Mighty Wayne, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up, Mighty Wayne.
He lived, like I say, he lived next door to Steve Cram.
Yeah. Oh, so Sir John Hall gave him this place, I guess. So it was owned by Sir John Hall.
That's Wynyard Hall Estate. Yeah, that's Sir John bought Wynyard Hall Estate and developed a lot of it.
Wow.
Because that's what Sir John was, a property developer.
Okay. Well, that is that. Let's take a look at the predictions. Beautiful house, man. I'm telling you. It looked pretty like where I live, country. No city, no none of that.
It's right next to Smoggy Land.
Yeah, man.
See the clouds in the background there behind the house. That's the Seal Sands refinery.
Right. All right, so sorry, we got to do the predictions. Guys, gotta hide these two. Mighty Win, I know you've been doing all day. This is not ready though for display. These points get hidden too, right? I'm assuming. Well, anyways, whatever. Let's go with the predictions. You can change your predictions if you want to. Sure, let's do it this way so it's easier for people to see what they got going on. So Everton, Newcastle. Gary's going 2-1. Niall Powell. It's not even updated. Did you update it?
I updated before I came on, but I didn't have to. That's he was on the list. But you've got you're giving me the score now, 0-1.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So 0-1. What? So he's saying
Everton 0, Newcastle 1.
Jordan for life
0-2.
0-2. I say 2-1 victory. Ian Fleming says 1-0 victory. Queenie says 1-1 draw. George Eaton, do you have anything on him?
Haven't got yet.
Beer Viking
was 0-2.
Elias the Bias 2-2, DX 2-1, 2-1 a loss. He's saying 2-1 to Everton. Jesus Ars is 3-1 Newcastle. Harry Austin 2-0 Newcastle. Key 88 2-2 draw. Amrit says 2-1 win for the tune. Ben, nothing on him
Haven't got Ben yet.
Jamie
Josh
2-1. Hold on.
Josh 1-3.
All right. Jamie's 2-1 the tune. AG
0-2.
Rock the tune 2-0. Mighty Mag 3-1. Mighty Win 3-0. Ulfer.
Haven't got his yet.
All right. RG Fox is 2-2 draw. Ronald Turnbull 1-0 loss. What? That makes no sense. He says that we're gonna win 7-0 every game. So did he really say
1-0? I'll just double check in the predictions.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we do that.
Right, where are we? Ian Fleming 1-0 Newcastle. Who am I looking for again?
Ronald Turnbull.
He was one of the last ones, wasn't he? He's in the chat anyway.
Yeah, well, he hasn't said anything, so we got to look at what he said on the chat, on the group chat.
No, there's nothing. Nothing in the predictions. What's up?
Oh, actually, he's not. I don't think he's even on there. Let me see if we can. No, he hasn't. He hasn't even put it on. So I don't know why it's just. So we'll have to delete that one. Steve McCallus is 1-0. What? No way he's saying that we're gonna lose.
He is.
Yeah,
he did. Oh, he did. Okay, Paul. Nothing on Paul yet.
Nothing from Paul.
Roy says 2-2 draw. Andy Bell.
Nothing in.
Marky NUFC, nothing. Brian Scott, nothing. Beard.
2-2.
2-2. Trolls.
1-1.
1-1. Foxy. No, nothing for me.
Nothing.
So, anyways, that's the updated one. And so you got time, but make sure you do it by tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow we will stream the press conference for the Eddie House press conference before the match at 9:30 in the morning, UK, 3:30 in the morning for me. So imagine I'll get up and do that. Shout out to Victor Vinegar.
There's a new name, Victor Vinegar.
Yeah, definitely a new name, mate. Appreciate you coming on, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, etc. Hit the like button, and welcome to the family here. 2-0 Newcastle, he says. So tomorrow we'll be streaming the press conference, and after that at midday, Gary and Mighty Win will have the daily show. And what else we got tomorrow? Tomorrow, Mighty Win, we gotta do predictions on the other channel, Premier League predictions. And at 10 p.m. UK, we'll be talking about the stadium, the new St. James's Park, old St. James's Park. What do we want to do? Big topic of discussion, of course. There is going to be a new video as well coming out somewhere around after the daily show, etc. So stay tuned for that one. So a lot of stuff tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. And anything else, lads? Let me see. We got Janola. Yeah, he did play. Yeah, I think that's what we got. Everything we need to get for this match. So again, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Alessandro Minetti, I kind of feel this game against Everton is a trap game, but we should be winning 2-0. If we don't step it up, you can spread count the draw.
I guess that's they must all be American betting sayings, are they? Trap game. I've never heard of a trap game.
Minetti is definitely American. So there you go.
If you don't step it up, you can spread count the draw.
Mm-hmm. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow again, so stay tuned. A lot of videos, a lot of shows tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And we will see you on the next one, folks. Bye-bye.
We're the lads.
Unless it's